Well, how's it going out there, folks? Rooster in Tennessee, roostercb.com. And I guess this will be the official announcement of a little local thing we're going to start trying to do here on the radio. And I'll definitely be live streaming it to share it with you guys. Just something to keep the hobby kind of interesting, something different, and give people a reason to break out radios like what's sitting in front of us here. Now, I bought this one off of eBay. It's a Lafayette Comstat 35, which it was supposed to be fully restored to the best of their ability, of course, internally mainly. And so far, so good. But what we're going to be doing is hopefully every Friday night, unless something changes, something comes up. Of course, life happens, anything can happen. If I'm around, or even if I'm not around, hopefully every Friday night between the hours of 8 p.m. and maybe 9:30 p.m., depending on what time everybody can get in there. We'll aim for 8 o'clock to be the kind of meetup time. But Channel 18, Southeastern Tennessee, basically, from Chattanooga to Knoxville type area, all the surrounding areas in between. We're going to try to have a tube radio night. Yes, tube radio. Had some people ask if they could bring a tube amplifier. You're more than welcome to bring a tube amplifier, but the main focus is going to be breaking out some of these old tube-type radios that otherwise probably a lot of people aren't using. Of course, you have your most popular names out there like Tram and Browning and stuff like that. People generally go through the trouble to get VFOs for the ones that need a VFO so they can talk on other channels. But a lot of these old 23-channel rigs that are good talking radios kind of get neglected and forgotten about. And there's some good ones out there. Some of your old Robins, T-Berries, like the Lafayette Comstat sitting in front of me. Just Gemtronics, just lots of different ones that probably don't get used or may be collecting dust. And I figured, what the heck? It would be kind of cool to break out some tube-type radios. They don't have to be 23-channel. Break out some tube-type radios once a week and let those capacitors charge up and maybe knock the dust out of some of these guys and keep them going. Because as you guys probably know, the worst thing you can do for a tube-type radio is to let it set without using it. So I bought this one off of eBay. The guy did an okay packing job on it. I was going to show you guys the unpacking of the radio and let you guys kind of see what you thought about it, but he did an okay job. He left the mic hanging on the side of it, didn't wrap the mic up, and he left that octal plug, if you want to call it that, plugged into the back, and that is very risky business because those things are known to break. So he didn't actually wrap the radio in bubble wrap. He kind of stuffed newspapers and bubble wrap around it, shipped it in a used box, shipped it through the postal service, which I was not a fan of. I would have used UPS or FedEx, considering especially what he charged for shipping. But that's neither here nor there. I'm happy that the radio arrived alive. I'm not going to blast the guy. It's a nice radio. The inside of it's nice, and it seems to be functioning pretty well. When I first turned it on, the meter was sticking a little bit, the receive meter. See how it's sticking right there? To me, that's not a big deal. That's part of it when you get a used radio. A little tap, and she goes back down. So it probably just needs to be used some. Now, some people would be opening up a dadgum eBay return claim on that just as quick as they saw it happen. I'm not that kind of guy. The radio receives, it talks. I understand. This is a 45 to 50, 60-year-old radio. It's going to have issues like that. That's part of it. When you buy these tube-type radios, you can't expect them to work like a brand new one. They haven't been brand new for 40 or 50 years. So I'm completely okay with that. We'll test it out here and see how it does. Check the transmit on it if you guys are curious. I've got a bunch more tube-type radios coming. I found a guy that had some restored ones, and I said, you know what, man? Make me a package deal on these. I'm going to buy them, and if any of my locals want to buy one, I'm basically going to sell them at cost. I mean, I may make $10 on them for my trouble, but it's more about getting people involved and doing something kind of fun, something kind of different to break out these vintage radios. And when we do the get together on Channel 18, we'll kind of go around the table and see what everybody's talking on and things like that. We'll see how it goes. I may hook this one up and talk on it this Friday, or I may use something different. I'm probably going to use this one as long as it does okay. I wish I had a better mic for it. This is the little mic that's with it, which sounds okay. but it could probably use a modulation boost. Really simple radio though, guys. Squelch, volume, delta tone, which appears to knock it off frequency just a little bit one side or the other. It is just 23 channel. So unless a lot of our more popular channels are above 23, I don't know what that empty slot's going to be. Let's see. Who knows? But we're going to be meeting on channel 18. So, well, I've done turned my test radio off the wrong channel. There we go. So it's got a good, receive is strong for a dummy load to dummy load. That's pretty good. Again, our little meter's hanging up. Oh, I'm sure the more it gets used, that meter will free up some. It's also got a meter adjustment in the back. I may piddle with that a little bit and see if we can get the meter to be a little bit more responsive. But then, again, channel selector, it has a range boost, which essentially all I could tell is it boosts the audio a little bit, the transmit audio, makes you a little bit louder. Doesn't really seem to make a difference on the watt meter. Then it has a PA and a CB over here. Has a little modulation light, if you guys can see it there in the corner. Hello, 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 audio, 1, 2, audio. And it sounds pretty good coming through the receive on my Cobra 90. So let's see how it does on the watt meter. Let me dismount the camera here and check it out. And we'll get this video wrapped up. It's not going to be a big powerhouse. Obviously, no super mods or anything like that. You can feel the top of it getting warm. You can smell those tubes in there too. Burning the dust out of it. Okay, so we got a 50 watt slug in here, middle scale, average power first. Hello. Hello. Audio. So 4 watts to 5, maybe 5.5 average. Hello. Even with the range boost off, it does the same power on average. This is PEP with the range boost on. Hello, check 1, 2, 3, audio, check 1, 2, 3, audio, check 1, 2, 3, audio. 16 watts or so. Range boost off, if it makes a difference. Check 1, 2, 3, audio, check 1, 2, 3, audio, check 1, 2, 3, audio. About the same. So it doesn't really make a difference. Hello. I think it just makes it a little bit louder. Let's see if we can tell it through our receive radio. Range boost off. Hello, 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 audio. Range boost on. Hello, 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 audio, audio. I think all that's doing is turning the audio up a little bit, kind of like a mic gain, except they've got it on a switch. But pretty cool radio. I love the receive meter on it, man. They just do not make receive meters like they used to. Back in the day, all these different radios, a lot of them had different meters and made it more interesting, gave the radio some character. But here's a look at the back of it. That's it, guys. Lafayette Comstat 35. If you're in this area on a Friday night, Friday evening, if you live in this area, again, there's all kinds of CBers over here. This is CB radio country. I mean, I would honestly say within a 60 to 70 mile radius, there's probably 50 to 80 people in there at any given time. Just, they're not all on one channel, but spread amongst the channels, it's a real hot area for CB radio. So maybe get something going like this in your guys' area, man. All it really takes is a couple of people getting on the radio and talking, and you guys would really be surprised the amount of people that will come out of the woodwork that just don't think there's anybody talking on the radio. But again, this will be our tube radio night. Again, we're going to try it for Friday night. We were going to do tube radio Tuesday, but a lot of our guys that talk, they just can't get in there during the week. They're either doing the family thing or they're, some of them are on the road driving trucks and stuff like that. So we wanted to get as many people in there as we could. And I look forward to it. We'll hear some Brownings, some Trams, some Robins, and just kind of see what everybody's out there talking on. Should be a good time. Alrighty, and we will be doing a live stream of this. I will have it up on the live stream. So if you guys are interested, be sure and tune in on Friday evening there. All right, everybody have a good one out there. Rooster and 10, roostercb.com, Lafayette Comstat 35. Tube Radio Night coming this Friday between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live streamed. Thanks, guys. See you. Bye.